Good morning. Hi, this is Maria Quattrone, and I'm here with Be the Solution with my guest, Carl Scaramuzza, the credit repair man. Hi, Carl. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Happy,
good morning.
happy Friday.
It is Friday. I'm losing track of days, but yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, I never know. The only day I usually know what day it is Sunday.
Because you got to go back Monday. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sundays, it's just, I always know it's Sunday, but any other day, they all are kind of the same.
Monday used to be my favorite day of the week before all this hit. And then like something just changed and it's not my favorite day of the week. So I know what you're talking about on Sunday, but I used to love Sundays because I couldn't wait to get in on Monday with my company, but it doesn't feel that way anymore. It's different.
What does it feel like?
I don't know. It just feels different, because you're not going to an office. It used to be, I was glad to kind of get out of the house, away from, stuff that was going on that, I don't know, drinking, eating, watching TV, doing stuff like that, what you weren't evolving. And I was like, I can't wait to get back in there and get back to the grind. But now you're home all the time. So there's no, I've created this work-life balance now at the house. So Monday, weird,
What does that look like, work-life balance at the house?
I know some people would laugh at work-life balance, like there's no such thing though. But to me, there is right now with everything that's going on, being home and stuff, you have to have a work-life balance. You can't just, I can't just go in my office and shut the door and ignore everyone for 10 hours. That wouldn't work. So I've seen this as an opportunity to, spend more time with my kids and my wife, hang out with them, like work-life balance. Like, let's just talk about on the balance side with my family. Now we'll sit around sometimes and watch reruns of Jersey Shore, Double Shot of Love. I mean, I have a 13-year-old daughter. I have a 16-year-old daughter. So, my 16-year-old daughter comes over and she's like, it's like 2:00 in the afternoon. She's like, you want to watch Double Shot of Love? We missed last week. I'm like, okay. I mean, I really don't want to watch it, but I like spending time with her. So there's some balance.
That's cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how has your business changed? You said that there's a lot of changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, no bullshit. Our businesses were up, probably over 30% since all this happened. We made a big change. I was down in Miami, towards the end of last year. We said we were going to spend our winters down in Miami, not particularly Miami, but we said I'm not going to be in the cold anymore. Right. I'm tired of these winters up north. And we decided we were, going to spend some time down there. And at the same time, I said, you know what, let's set up an office down there in Miami. While I'm down there, let's be productive. So we went down in November and we spent like November, December, Thanksgiving, Christmas on the beach, like something we've never done before. And it was so much fun. But I said, January 1st, I'm opening up an office there and I'm going to recruit 10 or 15 salespeople. And we're going to have our second location from the suburbs of Philly. It's going to be right in, it wasn't Miami. It was right over the bridge in a city called Aventura, which is absolutely gorgeous. My office was right next to Grant Cardone. If you know Grant Cardone, literally you could, throw a football. His office was right there. So I saw his car every day, like beautiful office. And my office was right next to that. So yeah, we opened up the office in January and we were working on staffing it up and hiring. We went through, 500 resumes and tons of interviews and hirings and firings. And then COVID. All that shit hit when we were down in March. It was like the beginning of March. And I said, I got to get out of Miami. 2, we have to make a pivot here with our business. This is not what I thought it was. I'm not going to be able to get, 25, 50 sales guys in this call center environment that I had dreamed up. It wasn't going to happen. So I had to pivot. And we closed down the office in Miami after 3 months. Some people would say it's a big loss, but you
closed it down, meaning like you just took the office space and then you canceled your lease, or how does that work?
We got out of the lease, left some of the furniture there, got out of all our, Comcast, all our internet, all that stuff, and packed up. And I came back to my house in the suburbs of Philly. And that's when we started to pivot. We're like, okay, what are we going to do now? Like, what's credit blueprints? What's the next step here? And that's where we started to make the transition where we're at right now.
So do you have people down there working still, Carl?
In Miami? No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so you hired all these people.
And fired. Yeah.
And then you fired them all in 3 months.
Well, no. They just, some of them didn't work out. Like, the first day, different culture, right? Like when you're from Philadelphia, my family's from Philly, the burbs of Philly, right?
Yeah.
Like totally different culture down there in Miami, like crazy.
What's it like?
A lot of people are lazy down there. Like they don't show up on time. Like they first thing, I'm a stickler for time. I mean, you told me to be on 8:25. I was on 8:25. It's timing's really important to me. It's telling me something about you right away. You're going in for an interview. Don't even friggin' think about showing up late. Like, I don't care if there's Miami traffic. I don't care. So that was the first hurdle. How come you're late for an interview? Like, what was the movie we just saw? It really just like jumped out to me when I was hiring people down there. And if you're on the other end of this and you're trying to get hired, the movie was The Irishman. And Al Pacino, when the guy shows up late, he said, more than 10 minutes late, you're saying something. And that's true. If you really cared about something, you would do whatever you needed to do to get your behind to where you need to be. So that was the first hurdle there, Maria.
So I always say, if you're not early, you're late.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
1,000%.
People would come in, we have meetings, so whatever. For the meetings before were, say, 10 o'clock. It would be 10:01. The meeting already started.
Yeah.
You're late.
And there's a fine line, right? Like if you're talking about Richard Branson, that you're going to get some of his time and his meeting runs over 30 minutes late and you're waiting for him, that's a busy man right there. There's a billionaire difference. But if you're trying to make your way in this world, you better find a way to figure out time and how it works and how to use it to your advantage and how to not piss off people that are trying to hire you. So that was the first thing with culture down there. People were just not respecting time. And then the first guy we hired was fascinating. He was like a military guy. And we got him in the interview. We put him through the process and we're like, I like military people because, they do what they say they're going to do. You give them an order and they run with it, right?
Yeah.
And this guy literally comes in and we have this training vault where you watch all of my training videos, my sales and all my credit videos. And he literally comes in at 9 o'clock and goes out to lunch at 12. He never comes back. He never calls. He never talks.
A military guy?
Yeah. Never called, never talked. I go, man, I must have said something really insulting on the video.
That's really interesting. That's unusual.
I was the first guy we hired that we really liked. I was like, I think this guy is going to be here for a long time. He came in, he saw the office. The office in Miami was really sharp, floor to ceiling. People still use that word, sharp. It's like
yes.
All right. Floor to ceiling windows. It was just really, really pretty. You walked outside, there was palm trees. There was a lady in there making Cuban coffee. It was a really cool, a place that I felt cool about going to every single day. That was the point of Miami. Was how do you create, this office environment? It feels cool to show up every day, right?
Sexy.
Yeah, right. Exactly what it was. And me with videos and stuff. I'm like, oh, I'll be making videos every 10 minutes down here because it looks so good down there, so photogenic.
In your video library, how many videos training do you have? Yeah,
right now we have about 30 hours in there. So. Yeah.
30 hours. And so your new people go through all 30 hours of training?
That's another way that we're kind of sizing people up, one of the girls that is absolutely destroying it for me right now. She routinely watches my videos over and over weekly. It's a refresher. So the people that do the best are the ones that soak up all the wins and losses, all the times that I got kicked in the teeth when the customer said, yeah, I'm driving. I don't have my credit card right now, or I need to speak with my wife, or, I can fix my credit myself. Why do I need you? Tell me why. All those things that I, had to overcome, it's in the vault. It's right there. And it helps my salespeople, we're not salespeople. We call them partners now, preferred partners, sell this product and enroll people in the product.
How many preferred partners in your group?
I think the number's at 26 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
And when did you start the business, Carl?
We opened the doors in 2011. So yeah, 2011. Yeah.
So 9 years ago, 26 people. And you're in how many? You're all across the country, or?
Yeah, we can do credit restoration in all the states except we stay away from Georgia. But yeah,
Georgia. Okay.
Yeah, we don't like Georgia. No.
So how did you get 26 people? I mean, that's a pretty
so
good amount of people. Salespeople.
Yeah, that was the pivot, Maria. It was okay. All right. Well, we don't have the office in Miami, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do we transition? How do we pivot? I know that's like the popular word. But that's exactly what it was. I said, all right, well, how do we find people that can go to their network and sell what, I believe is the best credit repair product in the country? How do we do that? And that's what we started doing. We started marketing to people like that. We started building funnels and landing pages. And the first thing we did, we were still in Miami when this happened. So we were down there in Miami and we're like, okay, we know we have to close the office down. What's the next move? And I remember we were down in Miami and we just started whiteboarding it. We're like, okay, if we were going to have outside sales reps, what would they look like? It was just, we just started defining the person and then we started working on the marketing. How would we get in front of these people? What would we offer them? And then we just came up with this preferred partners. You have the ability to sell to your network, credit repair work right from your home. And then we came up with this concept of we're just going to overvalue the hell out of becoming a preferred partner. Number one, when you're with us, you get free credit repair. Like we take care of our own. And that's $1,800 value. If you're with us, we take care of your credit for absolutely free. Also, when you sell 60 clients, you get this free luxury trip to Tulum. You get all of my courses that we normally sell anywhere between 500, like all these perks that we were just stacking on top of. Not only could you make weekly commissions selling the product and monthly residuals, but we were going to stack all this good stuff on to make it really advantageous. And that's how it started.
That's awesome. So how long ago did you do that?
Yeah, the beginning of March, probably beginning of March when all this happened.
So yep. How many people have you brought into your company partners since then?
Yeah, 26. Yeah, 26 since March. Yeah.
Oh, all 26?
Yeah, and
just now?
Yeah, and that's the ironic part, Maria. When we were down in Miami, think about how ironic this is. I go down to Miami, I set up an office, I spent all this money to get this thing looking nice, and we're trying to hire people. And I probably had one good person at the end of you figure it was, 2.5 months. 2.5 months, I had one good person to show for after all the interviews and all the people that we went through. And then we have to close that place down. And now I got 26 of them. Like, it's just kind of ironic, right? Working from the house and I don't have the overhead of the office anymore.
Why do you think that happened?
Why? Well, I put a lot of energy into that. I believe that life is energy. What type of energy are you putting out? So it was really my mission is how do I remove myself 1,000% from selling to the customer anymore. And I can't just have one good salesperson. I need a bunch of them because we have a lot of clients that come to us, and I want to make sure that I distribute these leads to somebody that has our core values and our mission statements, and they get it and they're bought in. But it's not me, because I can't grow my company if I'm constantly picking up the phone, talking to a customer or talking to a new customer. I can't do it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Right there. Mm-hmm. That I commend you. I mean, that is fantastic. How did you come about with figuring out who these people are? I know you said you use ClickFunnels, you build landing pages, you attracted them through social media advertising, or?
Well, not organically first, right? So now we're on the non-organic side where we're running Facebook ads, which is a whole different animal, which is fun, but a totally different animal, which I can talk about. But the way that I attracted the original people was my Instagram following. I built up over the last 3.5 years doing Facebook Lives, doing podcasts, doing videos, doing all that stuff. I built up a legitimate 6-figure audience on Instagram, which, by the way, has been shut down for the last 30 days, which I had no clue why. Instagram just shut me down. So we don't know what happened. Different story we could talk about. So, but going back to your question, organically, I opened it up to 5 spots in the beginning of March. And I said, we're going to take on 5 preferred partners. And there's a setup fee and a monthly fee, but you get all this stuff from us and we will literally pay you weekly commissions. Boom, 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 boom. And I got 5 people right away. And I was like, okay, well, this is interesting. Let's open up another 5 spots. And that's what I did as I just started opening it up through my audience. And then that was a trial and error thing, right? When we first opened it up, we had this landing page that would do a survey and it would say, how many credit repair clients a month do you come across? And then how many of those clients do you think that you can convert into the program if you had the proper training and stuff like that and a product that you really believed in? So we started cherry picking the people, how we picked the first 5. And all of them were like, yeah, I have 20 a month. And out of the 20, I think I can convert 15 of those. And then we're like, okay, do some math. If you convert 15 clients and you can make upwards of, anywhere from $100 to $350 per client. Wow, that's a hell of a side business you got right there for 10 minutes a day. So we cherry picked them on people that filled out the survey that said they could do, 15 plus a month.
So
now,
are your partners working full time or they have other jobs and this is supplemental income for them or?
Yeah, some are, some aren't. I mean, what we found that works best is the mortgage business, business funding, real estate. Those are the 3 main businesses for us that people are killing it the most. Because what happens is like if you have a business funding company and you talk to a client that needs a 700 score to get an Amex card or a business funding loan, at that point, it's pretty simple. Oh, well, you have a 650 credit score. We can't help you. I can simply enroll you. It takes 10 minutes. It's, $200 a month. And then they enroll them and they get paid weekly. So it's really like, if you think about this whole business funding, real estate, mortgage, like, the more that the mortgage professional and the real estate professional can let the customer know that this is like seamless. The next step in order for you to qualify for your dream house or business funding is you got to make an investment in your credit, right? And that's how people build pipelines and that's how they get paid weekly, is really making the customer feel that the next step is not to shop me, is not to try to fix the credit yourself. It's not to try to pick a company out yourself. I'm a real estate professional. I'm a mortgage professional. I could just enroll you. It's real simple. So that's what we find.
So when the preferred vendor enrolls them, so what's the process? Let's bring everybody through it. That are listening.
For the preferred partner.
For both the client and the preferred partner.
Yeah. So like we'll go back to that example. Business funding guy, he gets a 650 credit score. He's like, okay, I can't help you. You need 50 points. We partnered up with Credit Blueprint. Here's the monthly fee. Here's how the program works. I can take your credit card and sign you up right now. And then they literally log on to our credit vault, which has all of my 30 hours of training videos and all credit videos are in there. And they can onboard a client right in the same vault. So when I say onboard, Maria, they need 10 pieces of information from name to social to credit card. They hit submit as a preferred partner and they're done. From that point, the customer gets a welcome email, and the welcome email has some homework and some things that they need to do. And then also they get a phone call within 24 hours from one of our coaches. So, and it's funny because in the beginning, Maria, some of our preferred partners, we call them preferred partners. It's like network marketing, right? Like that's in essence, that's kind of what it is. They were like, well, I don't have time to fix credit. Well, you don't fix credit. We do. You just sell the product with the proper expectations, load them in the system, and then you go back to being real estate, mortgage pro, auto. You do you, and we'll handle the client, and you're done. So that's it. So then the customer gets an email, they get a welcome call, and we take over from there. And that's it. Every time we make a move on the client, that preferred partner would get, statuses. They get email. They know that we're doing stuff, so they're in the loop.
And you do all this through your CRM?
Well, our coaches. So that's our office in the burbs of Philly. Is we have our credit coaches. So we have a bunch of credit coaches that work with the client on a one-on-one basis throughout the process. So
how many of those people?
How many coaches? We have 3 coaches right now.
And so once they enroll them, then the coaches take over, they get the credit fixed. And usually it takes how long, Carl, for somebody's credit to get fixed? I know it's probably varies, but on average,
I'll
6
give you,
months.
I'll give you the answer I give my customers. It could be as little as 60 days. It could be 6 months. We have, Google testimonials where we got somebody 100 points in 60 days, which is fabulous, right? And other times it takes 6 months. And that's just, I think setting expectations with the customers, super important. I would fire a partner in 2 seconds by setting the wrong expectations. Like, cause when you lose, there's trust with these customers. Like they already don't trust this credit repair game. And if you lose trust right away, it's a deep hole to get out of. We're not going to gain it back if you as a partner say, oh, well, yeah, we'll rush it along. We could probably get you done in 60 days. We're in a lot of trouble.
So how do the people find their opportunities? It's through their network, or are you providing them opportunities to call as well?
Yeah. So we're once again, trial and error. How many days into it? So if it's 7th or 4, are we 4 months into this? Almost.
Yep.
Wow. Holy crap.
April, May, June.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are 10 days shy of 4 months.
Honestly, haven't picked my head up. I was just talking to my wife about this. I put my head down and went to work like crazy in January and haven't picked it up till like a couple weeks ago. It was like 2 weeks ago. I finally picked my head up and I was like, kind of seeing what was going on around me. I can see some of the fruits of my labor. So yeah, it's been 4 months. Some of them are going to their network. And some we provide some leads to that are really hitting the ball out of the park. So yeah, 100%.
So you started to run ads on Facebook, or how did you find that?
Yeah,
did you do it yourself, or did you hire somebody?
No, I have a guy that works for me. My main guy, Charlie Scopoletti, who I actually met down in Miami, who's still down in Miami. We talk every single day on the phone. He works for me. He's great with all that stuff, with funnels and Facebook ads. So, we leverage my ideas and the way my mind thinks around marketing, and the way he is, I've never had anyone bring something to life. This is good. If you own a business, right? I've been searching for someone like this, where if I have an idea, I've never had anyone bring it to life faster than him. Like he could bring it to life in an afternoon, where before sometimes you get these friggin' outside companies that are going to build you something, a landing page, and they think they're building you an addition on your house. Now, like it's a landing page. You should put that together in like 24 hours. Like, let's test it, see if it works, and then move on. So that's what's great about meeting Charlie and having Charlie on the team now, is he brings that shit to life.
How'd you find him?
Fast, speed. In Miami. So he was actually, there was another guy that was in my office that was sharing a little bit of space. And he was kind of working for this other guy, and it didn't work out. And I said, I can't use you right now, because at the time I had somebody doing all of my social media, all of my videos, posting my stuff, doing everything. Like all the content was mine, but they edited it. They posted it for me. They monitored my socials. So I said, I don't really have a spot for you, but I think I can make something. And that's how it kind of worked out.
Funny how that happens, right?
Right.
That's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, question, what do you think happened with your Instagram account?
Yeah, I wish I knew. I mean, this whole Corona and Black Lives Matter, I've kind of taken the high road a little bit, watching to see what happens in the dust settle. Like, I'm not a political figure. I don't need to give my opinion on stuff, current events and shit like that. Like that's not my mission in life. So I kind of took the high road on it. So it's just super strange to me that just, it was funny, Maria, it was my birthday, June 11th. And I'm not a guy that celebrates in life. My wife will give me a hard time, but I don't do a lot of celebrating. If it's a work victory or something that happens in sports, and I don't know, I haven't accomplished what I want to accomplish. I don't find room for celebrating much. So, but I do love my birthday. We were just talking about Jay Duran and his birthday yesterday, and I'm sure he felt very special that everybody did the videos for him. But for me, I really enjoyed Instagram on my birthday because I would get so much love. Like I would hear from people that I didn't think were paying attention on Instagram, and my DMs would be in the hundreds. Like, and I was like, I can't believe comments and DMs. And I was like, man, people really like are wishing me well. And it's just a good feeling.
Yeah.
So June 10th, the eve of my birthday, I wake up June 11th, the account shut down. I'm like,
On your birthday.
my birthday. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So
Wow.
I'm like super confused. And anyone has any help out there, let me know. I've reached out to all my experts. I had a friend that had a cousin that worked at Facebook, and he was talking to them. He couldn't find anything out. So the only way you can really communicate with Instagram is through their app, where you have to, challenge something they're doing. Like it keeps saying every time I log in that I violated their terms, but it won't give me any information. So I don't know. So I just keep disputing it. And we have no clue. I'm completely in the dark over the last 30 days as to how you shut down a 6-figure Instagram account. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's really crazy. On your birthday, you wake up, it's off.
But you see how things work. Jay Duran was just at my house. We were having this conversation. It's really a blessing, man. I had so much energy that I spent on that Instagram, and it was wonderful. Some of the partners I have right now, Maria, have been following my journey on Instagram from day one, and I didn't even know who they were. And when I opened up that opportunity to become a preferred partner, they couldn't have jumped on it any faster. I'm like, I didn't even know who they were. Like, I didn't know they existed, and they were so into, what we were doing and how we were helping people. It was fun, but we'll get it back. And if we don't, it doesn't define me. We move on to the next thing and put some energy into the next platform.
That's a great attitude to have, because we can't control those things, right? So why give it any more energy?
Mm-hmm. The energy is about 2 or 3 minutes a day when I go onto the app, because I just made this commitment that I'm going to challenge it twice a day, every day. Just challenge. I didn't violate your terms. I didn't do anything. So anyway.
So Carl,
mm-hmm.
I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and he said, people's businesses are doing horrible because of coronavirus. People's businesses are amazing because of coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I think, once again, my opinion, we'll go down that corona route. Everyone that I know, whether they own a business or they don't, is living the high life right now. I don't know anyone that's not, me personally. Like, just from like my brother, he's making more on unemployment than this guy's wearing Hugo Boss, and he's living a good life, eating steaks every night. My other brother's still making the same money at home, not working. Like, my dad's had more money than he's ever had in his entire life, and he's never had 2 pennies to rub together. Okay. We don't come from much. But the people that I know that have businesses are doing well right now. Look, I truly believe that if you got fired from a job during this, you were already on your way out. Most likely you were on your way out, and it was an excuse. If your business was not doing well, it probably wasn't doing well before Corona, or you never pivoted like I did, because my business could have really went down. Really, the ship could have sunk when everything. I mean, I had spent, not 6 figures, but a good amount of money to set up Miami, and a good amount of energy. And I could have just cried and fell on my face. But look where I'm at now, because I shifted the energy. So I believe, here's another example, Maria, right? A couple people we met down there in Miami that had restaurants that weren't doing good before. They're not open right now. And that doesn't surprise me, because you weren't doing good before. But the restaurants that made the pivot, that are delivering alcohol, that set up outside seating, that are doing, things on social media to get people to know who they are, to do takeout, are still doing okay. Plus, there's a lot of stimulus money out there, the PPP, the EIDL loans. Like, there's money out there, and it's only been a couple of months. So, me personally, I don't know anyone's business that's not doing well. That's just me.
Yeah, well, in the real estate world, I see the one of two things. People are, friends of mine, people I know, either are doing extremely well, or They did nothing during those 2 months of being closed, and they have no pipeline of business now. I was calling around people I know in the market, just checking in with them, and around the country. I have friends in real estate all over the country because I'm involved with a couple different coaching groups, and those people that are around the country that are like me, they're doing great. Their businesses are phenomenal. They're growing. And then I talked to some other people and I would call them. I'm like, what are you doing tonight? Are you making your calls? Are you contacting your? No, I'm just hanging out. I'm like, what do you mean you're hanging out? Yeah, I'm just spending time with the family. I'm like you can't, if you stop working in real estate for 60 days, it's real hard to get that pipeline back. And now we're starting to see that, downtown anyway, that sales are softer. Sales are softer, less showings, less activity, especially in the higher end. It's very, 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 very soft, very soft.
But look at you as your example, right? You made a pivot here. You said, I'm going to start doing podcasts and Facebook Live videos. And, that wasn't you in the past, right? Like,
no,
instead of sitting around, like the people that really bother me, are the TikTok people. So you're telling me that when all this shit hit, all you did was set up a TikTok account and do goofy videos. That's what you did during COVID-19. You got to be kidding me. Those people, that's the person you're talking about that just sat around though,
Yeah. So what do you think people need to do right now? I mean, what's some advice that you can give to business owners out there, people that maybe might be struggling a little bit? How do they pivot? How do they make a shift?
Well, one, I believe I've been saying it on social for a while. I still believe surviving is growing right now. Okay. So there's a lot of businesses where they're going to dry up. They won't be there. I mean, some of your competitors won't be there. So if you could find a way to just survive this time, some of your competitors won't be there and you're going to capture their market space. That's a guarantee. The businesses will close up. Now, how do you pivot? Trial and error. I mean, if you looked at my track record in the last year, there's a lot of things that I failed at. There really is.
But isn't that how you succeeded?
Yeah, right. Exactly. To the point I was going to make, Maria. Thank you. You beat me to it. All those failures got me to, figuring out what's the next step. And I still don't have it figured out. I don't sit in front of you right now with all the answers and I got shit figured out. No, it's still this puzzle. Still this puzzle that I'm trying to working on putting the pieces together. But by trying things, by throwing stuff out there and see if it works, see if that stuff's working. So that would be the advice I give to the business owners. Just try something out of the comfort zone, man, like outside of the way that you've been thinking. And maybe you don't have that idea. Maybe you're not a creative person. Maybe you need a team. Maybe that's the time that you have to bring other people in to hear some outside thoughts. See, for me, I'm different. Everyone's different. For me, I know I got crazy good ideas. Where my strength is for me to bounce my ideas off of like a person or two. Like that's where Carl operates at his best. I'll run something by Charlie and I'll be like, I got this big idea. Let's do this. And Charlie will be like, yeah, I like it, or I like it, and then we run with it, right? Other people if you don't have an idea and you're like, I don't know what to do different from traditional way that I did business, bring some people into your circle that might bring some new light into things that you can, and then make it happen overnight. What we talked about earlier was speed, Maria, right? How fast can you bring something to life? Now, people get the two confused. I'm not saying that you scale with speed. I'm saying that you put stuff out there and you try new things to see if there's any bites and if it's going to work. And then as you start to get little nibbles and your customers are interested, right? And they're taking the bait, and they're engaging in your content, they're consuming it. And you're like, okay, then you start to slow down and try to perfect that thing a little bit, try to make it better.
So it's coming up with the ideas isn't the issue, right? For you. Getting them executed. Now you got a guy to help you execute them.
Yep.
which is really important. I always say I'm the visionary, the idea person, but I'm not the implementer. Having a intrapreneur versus an entrepreneur. Intrapreneur is somebody internally who can make it come to life.
Yep.
And that's really important.
At the speed that I want it to, because I'm on to the next thing. In 2 days, I'm like, you know what? Let's try this, So if you brought the last idea that I had to life quickly, then we can keep building on that. It's important.
So what's the next idea?
Well, the next idea is start to provide some leads to this network. So some of the people that are doing the best are getting some leads. So now it's okay. We found a way to, I have an email list. It's like over 100. It's like 160,000 emails on there that I built up over the years. And, that's where we've been finding our partners through Facebook ads and through this email list. But now it's like, okay, so we're going to keep our finger on the pulse and keep that marketing going to get new preferred partners. But how do I get them leads? Because now I'm really going to separate myself from the competition. If I could hand my preferred partners 5 to 10, consumers that are interested in repairing their credit on a daily, now I'm really going to separate myself from but that's not for everyone. Some realtors, loan officers, they don't want any leads. They just want to convert the people they have and go, so it's not for everybody, but that's the next thing we're working on.
So it's probably good for people that this is their number one thing, right? They want to get more opportunities. How many people on average, do they need to talk to put somebody into the program?
I think it's great for loan officers. I mean, loan officers, they got rocks in their brains.
So that seems to me like the natural, that should be a natural fit. If you're an LO, and you're not enrolling people into a credit repair program and building a pipeline, like what are you doing with the people? I was just thinking, we get people all the time that they don't qualify. What are we doing with them? Nothing.
What do you do? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to give them to you.
I think some of these loan officers have rocks in their brains. And I'm saying that funny because some of the loan officers, some of my best friends, some of my best referral partners.
Yeah.
And I think they got rocks in their brain. Look, I'll tell you what, I can't even insult some of them on my email. I'll tell you a funny story. So we blast this email list all the time. And I'm in this philosophy where like, I want to hit them every day. Like we come up with content every single day. Like I hate the once a week stuff. Like if I have 100,000 on one list, I don't care if I insult 99,000 of them.
You send an email to them every day?
Every day.
Really?
I don't care if I insulted 99,500 of them. If 500 of them thought we were great and they were either going to refer clients to us or they want to be a partner and get paid, we're doing pretty good at Credit Blueprint, right? So yeah, we'll blast them every single day. We're in their face. But here's the in their face thing. Now every day you'll get 5 to 10 unsubscribes, and they send the unsubscribe over. The loan officer, take me off, cursing, take me off your effing list, take me off the list. They're just so mad that we're emailing some of them, right? So I have this standard response that goes out. Sorry. This email was meant for top producing loan officers that do $100 million in volume. You don't qualify. We'll take you off the list anyway. And guess what? That's a backhanded slap, just kind of joking around, because how come you don't know how to unsubscribe from an email? Like I'm not going to hire you as a loan officer if you don't know how to unsubscribe from an email. Okay. There's no way you know how to find an approval from me. If I'm a customer and I'm trying to get a hard deal approved, you can't do it if you can't unsubscribe. I guess what they say, Maria. Thank you. We appreciate it. They can't even, they're not even, the insult's not even hitting them.
Oh my God. That's funny. That's funny. So what we send out emails, I don't have as big of a list like that, like you do, but I get people, they start yelling at me right through I'm thinking to myself, how stupid are you? No offense, but how stupid are you? Go to the bottom, hit unsubscribe. And I had somebody, an agent, she just wanted to unsubscribe, and I had sent out a motivational video from Be the Solution. So it's only like 2 minutes or so. And she, first of all, she's in Delaware or somewhere. Okay. So she could have been a referral partner, right? So she's like, I get too many emails. She's like yelling at me all in caps. I get too many emails. Stop sending these emails. And I said, I'm sorry. I said, you know, I was just trying to basically help. I said, I was just trying to give some motivational information, you know, sorry. And she wrote back, you know, I get so many. I don't want it to flood my inbox, this and that, this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, you could have been the person my go-to in your town.
Mm-hmm. Well,
right? Like, it's not like I don't understand that. Why would you not want to connect with another agent, another partner that you could partner with to get referrals from? Especially somebody like me.
Yeah.
Who has a ton of business.
Let's stay on the other end of that too, though. So, you know, a lot of people get spooked when you're marketing, and let's say you're doing social media and you're putting yourself out there, or you're blasting people on an email. People will get spooked. And it's a good exercise to go through, because I never let anyone spook me on an email. This is spam. I'm going to, and people would just be like, oh my God, I just insulted 10 people. I mean, people are not going to like you. It's the same with social media. You got to find a way to thicken that skin a little bit, because not everyone's going to like what you're saying. Not everyone's going to like your show. Not everyone's going to like your opinion.
No, I know.
So it's a good challenge. And I did social media. Well, actually, how I built my company was an email list, and I built this email list up to like 10,000. And that, by the way, so it's 2011 going back. And the way that I first got leads was this email list. It was a couple loan officers and customers from the past, and we would just drip on this list. And I'd send one email out a week, and 20 people would come over. And that was my business. And then after like 2 years, it stopped working. And I totally got away from email, and I totally got away from the list. And then I started building up social media and stuff like that. So anyway, we got back to that list, but social media taught me how to really have tough skin. So when I went back to the email list and building it up, I knew that I was only trying to help a certain percentage of that email list. And it didn't bother me. You know, I'm not pissed off. It didn't bother me if 99,000 of them thought I was a clown. That was okay.
That's a great attitude to have. I lose friends every day on Facebook. I have 5,000 friends. So I know, because I have 5,000 friends. I'm at my limit. Today I got up, let me put a thing, 4,999. And I always think, like, what did I say yesterday to piss somebody off? Last week, a couple weeks ago, I had in one day lost 10 friends. I'm like, whatever. I go like this is great, because I have 300 people that are waiting to be my friend on Facebook, 300 and something that have requested it. So as they leave, I get the people that are waiting to come in.
Jay Duran was on a hot streak one time. I remember watching, and whatever he was saying, they were just unfun. But that was his mission. His mission was, how can I get 500 of these people just unfriendly? Yeah, I want them to leave. You know, it worked.
It's funny. I mean, social media is. I had a situation where my Facebook was shut down for just one day, but it was. So the whole 30 days with this Instagram is crazy, but one day, and I couldn't actually even get on Facebook, not even just on my page. I was locked out completely. And
a piece of me died. Like I felt like a piece of me died for like a couple days. I was like, what? Like a piece of me was gone. Like it was an empty feeling. 3.5 years building that thing up. Like it was like very empty. But then I found myself again, and I was like, okay, all right.
Well, that's why, but you have like all your content, right? So it's important that we have our content is our content. It'll live in podcast world or YouTube or our own personal websites where all the content can live.
Yeah. And
you push people there.
Yep.
You know, you push them from the different mediums back to your website.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what's so great about it. Like we're in the process right now of, I'm going to say rebranding. That's not the right word, but, and I don't like the word either, level up, because I hate that word too. Mm-hmm. But in an evolution, how's that? Yeah. Evolution of the next step. I had a conversation yesterday with some of my CFO, and I said, we're going to grow. We're going to take what we're doing and go to a whole nother completely different thing. Not like our real estate business is changing, but we're opening up more doors to other businesses that are coming from this business.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was thinking about this, Carl, back in January. I was watching this a woman, and I'm listening to her in this webinar, and I'm sitting there, and I remember this night. My husband was skiing, so I was home by myself. He was away in Utah, and I'm sitting there, and it's like I'm drinking a glass of wine, and I'm on my kitchen counter, and I'm on the computer, and I'm sitting on the bar stool, and I was pissed. And I was pissed at myself because I said, why am I not thinking big enough?
Mm.
And people would say, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy talk. You're saying that. No, it's true. And I was mad, and I was writing notes. I remember taking notes. I was thinking, writing stuff down. I'm like constantly writing things down. I still write on paper, and I write all over books, and I have a notepad. I write stuff, but I have my phone. I keep notes on there too. Anyway, I let that sit. And then COVID. And I was sitting in my house, in my office. I have a bedroom that years ago, when I bought the house, I immediately made it into an office closet. So half of the room is a office with bookshelves and like all pretty stuff, pictures and stuff like that on the bookshelves and tons of books. And then the other half is an L-shaped closet, additional closet with stuff I actually don't even know because I don't even wear it. So it's all got to go. I don't wear, I'd say 90% of the things I own. That's a whole nother story though. And I'm sitting there and I'm by myself and I'm with the computer and I'm on Zoom and I'm zooming from thing to thing to thing. And then I get off and I'm sitting there staring and I said, I'm changing the way I do things. I'm growing this company. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not waiting anymore. I'm opening another division of it. And that's to come in the next several months. We're working on things right now.
Yep.
And I am not going to be in a position where I do not have a recurring revenue stream.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we got shut down by the state of Pennsylvania for 60 days.
Big time, yeah.
I had a lot of time to think. Although I will tell you, people do things differently. They react differently. My reaction was adrenaline and working nonstop. By the time I opened my eyes, till dinner time, ate dinner, had some wine, went back upstairs, more work. And it did not stop. When we opened back up, things started to change because I was leaving the house. I was going places. Plus, I quarantined for 8 weeks. I only went out 3 times. It was only in the car, and I didn't even get out.
Yeah.
So, like you, I had my head down, and I was determined. I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to stack our business with listings. We're going to get pipeline listing, which is what we did, which is we have a lot of listings, which is good. Now they have to sell. That's another story though. And while that was happening, I said, I'm going to build this other thing. And that's why I'm so impressed with what you did over the last 4 months. You have 26 preferred partners. I love that.
Payroll through the roof now. Like everybody goes to like cut mode, right? They something happens and they go to how do they lower their expenses? And my payroll went up 10 times since all of this. I wish that I had all those people on, Maria, when I did my PPP deal, payroll protection, because I would have got way more free money from the government, and I had them on after the fact. But that's okay. Let me ask you a question. I'm just curious. So how's your mindset different from 2008 to now? Because I know my mindset was completely
2008.
Yeah, like when everything happened then. What were you like then when that hit?
I just put my head down. I actually grew my business then. we were a much smaller team at that point. I mean, you know, I ran a team. I had a small team out of Caldwell, and now, you know, I own the Remax, so it's a little bit different. But I actually got a lot of business because here's what happened. All the people that you would say, oh, I'm going to list my house with my neighbor. Oh, I'm going to buy my house with my sister. She does a couple deals a year. Those days are out. Forget it. People wanted an expert. They wanted a salesperson. They wanted somebody to get the job done. The same thing today. Conversations I'm having right now with my sellers, my clients, they're not great. They're honest. I'm telling them the truth. And I'm telling them that they need to take action now, right? The conversations they're intense. And I want to say I'm tired from it because I'm not, because that is what I am required to do as a fiduciary to them. So I look at it and say, okay, so now this is where the real experts and the people with real skill are able to step up and to really shine through. In any industry. It doesn't matter where you are. If you know your stuff inside out and backwards, you can help the people. You know, and I look at it like, look, this is going to be a worse thing than 2008 when it's all said and done. It's not going to be, from a real estate perspective, it's not going to be pretty.
Not pretty, yeah.
That's for sure. And look, in your business, you're going to have a lot more people to help with credit repair, because I would imagine that people aren't, not everybody is in a good situation. At some point, the unemployment extra money will stop. At some point, you know, the dust will settle, and it has not settled yet. So what did you do then?
What, back in 08?
Yeah.
I just I compared the difference. I know that I went into panic mode. I went into, how do I cut my expenses? The world's ending. Like, you know, I just got caught up in the media and everything that people were saying. And I was in a bad space in 08. I was in a bad space when I started the company in 2011, just financially and headspace wise. I wasn't there. So this time was different. I just saw it as this opportunity, and my attitude was fueling everything to
the adrenaline
to try to jump on this opportunity right now, and not do make TikTok videos. You know,
I don't have a TikTok account, Carl.
I guess people cracking me up with the TikTok.
Yeah, I see. I have it comes up on my phone, so I must have something, but I don't go on there. I see it pop, you know, you get the notifications. I ignore them. I shut my phone off most of the day. I leave it on vibrate. I time block my day. Do you do that?
Not right now. I used to. So there's no time blocks for my day right now.
So what are you doing? Are you switching gears from one thing to the next, or how are you?
Honestly, being honest, I just slowed down over the last couple of weeks. I was telling my wife, I gotta shut my brain down for a little bit, because it's been going 100 miles a minute since January, since we opened the doors in Miami. And I just needed to take a break. I needed to just shut down.
Yeah.
It won't last long.
Yeah.
It won't last long. I'll be back and then back into okay, how do we evolve? How do we grow? How do we get to the next level? But it's nice to shut down every once in a while. That's where I'm at right now. Like,
You got it.
It's weird. But I also built my business up to where I removed myself from the day-to-day stuff for the first time in a long time, which is a good, really good place to be, good feeling to be in a business that's residual, where customers are paying you monthly, and I've removed myself from the day-to-day. Pretty cool. Now, you can't get stuck there. You got to evolve. Like, this was never my goal to put myself in a position where technically I could golf all day and be doing pretty good.
Do you golf?
I do golf. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you golfing every day?
No. No, but I might start just for the next month.
Well, the golf courses are open, so that's good.
Back open now, right?
Yeah. So you know, you built all those 26 people, you brought them all in, excuse me, in the last 4 months.
Yeah.
And so now you removed yourself.
Yeah. Like they, not only do they go to their network, but I can hand them, you know, my referrals too. And just, you know, completely remove myself from that. And they go to their network and they sell to their network. Now we need to take 26 and turn it into, you know, in a reasonable time frame. How do I get 250 preferred partners? How do we get 1,000 in there? You know, and that comes with its hurdles. You don't just turn on you don't open that up and go from 26 to 100, because the first 26 created a lot of problems, a lot of stuff that we had to work through, a lot of how they were selling the customer and, you know, issues they were having logging on, and we worked through all their hangups and obstacles and all that stuff. So it was nice to have that group in there, and they knew it. It was a pilot, Maria. We were real clear. We said, this is a pilot. We're going to test this out with 10 people, and you guys got to bear with us and let's see how it works. So it's been great.
What do you look for in somebody?
Well, our core values, first core value is profit, and then it's integrity, resourcefulness, and inspire. So the integrity thing's really important. You got to do the right thing. Integrity, do the right thing always, in life, in business. I like people that are attracted to that core value of ours. And I like people, they'll say it. Like, you know, when I'm out there talking on social media, they're like, that's the thing I like about you. I like integrity. I like that you're doing the right thing. Like, and that just means, you know, we'll give the customer their money back. Whatever I need to do to make it right to what I think is the right thing, I'll do. I really will. And that, guess what? Here's a little secret. That doesn't always mean the customer's right. That doesn't mean that if you're an a-hole customer that I might not slap you around a little bit, because I know I'm right and I know you're wrong. But the integrity is doing the right thing, what I think is right. And that's the person that I'm attracted to, the partners that like that. Because again, this business doesn't get a good reputation. So if there's not a good reputation, you got to make sure that you're doing the right thing, or it's white noise and you're just like every other credit restoration company.
Yeah. I mean, integrity is super important. We talk about it all the time. You know, you have integrity with yourself. You say you're going to do something, you don't do it, you're out of integrity. Mm-hmm. Every time you're out of integrity, it chips away a little bit, little by little. So it's important that we honor our commitments, right?
Yeah, and I want to add too, because it was a good question. What do I look for? I've only learned this over the last couple of years. And I say hang out or hire or be around. I can only be around people that want to make money. I don't have anything in common with people that don't. You can't be in my inner circle. You can't work for me. You just can't. And I'm not afraid to say that. And my partners, they want to make money. They want to make more money. Like, not to say you have more money, not to brag, because what money can do for you. Live life on your
freedom.
terms. Yeah, freedom, right? Financial freedom. That's what I'm going after. I came from the gutter. I want that. And I want to be around people that want it too, that are attracted to that. So I've only really, I knew it about myself, but to put it into words that, you know, you got to want to make money. If you throw money in your life, you can't hang out.
I love that, because I feel the same way. And I'll say, if people in the past have been in my life and they didn't want to make money, I only want to do a certain amount of deals a year, this and that, it didn't jive with me. I want to sell real estate sometime. It was so out of what we do. We were not aligned. And I don't know why it took me so long to figure it out, Carl, but we weren't aligned. Like, and so things were fucked up.
Yeah.
Let's say it as it is, meaning, like, if I'm here busting my ass and you come in my office and you want us to stop what we're doing, you do 7 deals a year, 8 deals a year, you want us to stop what we're doing to do something for you, you don't show up at the meetings, those days are done.
Yeah.
The way we're operating now, we work, you work, we all work together. There's no, none of that is going to happen, because we work on it as a team, as a group. And that's something that I fought for 6 years with this company. What do I do? Independent, group people, independent. It was ridiculous. But it took me getting slapped around like 50 times, beat up, to say, fuck that. It's not what I want. I sat at home during COVID by myself because my husband was out. He was actually in the field working. I was sitting home all day, no people. I'm used to being around my staff, clients, lunches, dinners, networking, charity events, all this shit. A lot of time to think. So how do you go? You're thinking right now. You're spending a couple weeks just thinking and absorbing, right? And you're getting ready for the next journey, the next part of your journey.
Well, organizing some of these ideas I have in my head, because there's 50 of them right now, like, you know, so just kind of reorganize them and figuring out, like, I have a couple ideas on where I want to go next. And normally I take action on something right away. Like I said, we have an idea, we bring it to life, and that's always been my strength. But I needed to just shut my brain down for a couple of weeks, because we went from idea to idea to idea to idea to idea. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing, the same thing. Although I'm still here working with clients, so it's a different thing. It's a whole nother discussion. But I have a question for you. Do you mastermind, or do you have a coach, or? No masterminds for me. I'm in this place right now, Maria. I was just telling Jay this. I can't be influenced by anyone. I feel like I have such a clear path of where I'm trying to get to with my company. I want to win. So I'm not big on masterminds and having anyone influence me right now. But that wasn't in the past, though. I believe there's a time and a place for that. There was a time where I consumed a lot of content, a lot of podcasts of people that I would listen to, that I would learn from, that I respected. But in the last year, no. And right now, no mastermind. That'll 100% change. You will see me in that type of stuff. But right now, I feel like I know what I need to do. So I love that.
Else is white noise.
Yeah, because it's a distraction, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait, should I maybe change and do that thing over there? Oh, I see they're doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
100%. There's a time and a place for that. 100%. I know I could definitely see myself in some cool mastermind groups with some high level people, because your circle matters, that get me to think way different than the way I'm thinking right now. It will happen 100%. But right now, no. I actually love going to the conferences, because I get to see my friends from around the country. That's one of the things I miss. I don't want to say the most, but I miss a lot. Is just being out with other people. But right now, I get to see them on Zoom, and I guess that's fun. Kidding. I don't miss triple play. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I don't go to that.
Okay.
No, that's not my speed. I'm not into going to parties and drinking, and I like wine and stuff, but I don't like to go out and stay out late, or it's just not my thing. I'm like, if I'm up, I was up last night till midnight, which is extremely late for me. I usually am in bed at 10 o'clock. I'm like, I like to read, listen to music.
I have increased my wine collection since this whole thing hit, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. What did you get?
Well, the site that I go on, matter of fact, I met this guy on social media, this guy, Sean Thomas, who started teaching me about vintage wines. 20-year-old bottle, 30, 40, 50-year-old bottles of wine, and where to find them, how to get them, how to pick them, how to open them, and he just kind of, spilled his guts to me, and I learned real quick. So then, I think I had my first bottle of vintage wine maybe like a year ago, like a 2001 Caymus Special Select, and I was like, oh, this is a different league.
Oh yeah, I love Caymus.
Yeah, well. I listened to another guy too that said Caymus never has, like, you can't find a bad vintage. Like you can open Caymus 2018 and it's good. It's just they're just very consistent, solid. It's always good, but there's something really special about a 20, 30-year bottle of Camus Special Select that's just waiting for you to open, that just tastes totally different than something that's a couple of years old, that's had some time to mature, you know? So.
Yeah, we just picked up 112 bottles of wine.
Did you?
From a collection, somebody's collection. So we have bottles that are 20, 30 years old.
Nice.
They have to all be organized and put in the right spot. And
you and your
actually,
husband? You and your husband?
Yeah, he actually he got them, but there's like another 100 I think coming. So
nice.
It's interesting.
You do French?
We have to, huh?
Like French, the Bordeaux and stuff?
Yeah, Bordeaux and Barellos and Brunellos.
Yeah, you can't sleep on the Italian wines. I'm hooked on Tignanello right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I have 4 bottles of the 2015 Tignanello, which not the wine geek out on you, but James Suckling gave that like 99 points. It's such a good year. Oh, it's if you want to taste an Italian wine, $125 a bottle. Tignanella, however you pronounce it. Amazing Italian wine.
Yeah, we love oh my God, what's the name? Gaia. Have you had Gaia?
Yeah, I had 2 bad bottles recently of Gaia.
Of Brunello or?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like corked?
One was corked, one was just okay. One was a 1988 Gaia that I had to send back that wasn't good. That's when you mess around, when you get into the vintage wine game a little bit, not that I'm in that game though, when you're in that space, you're going to get a bottle or 2. It's not going to be bad. You send it back, they give you your money back. But yeah, I was 0 for 2. The one I want to try is Maceto. Maceto, that's 100% more low. It's supposed to be top 5 wineries in Tuscany. I'd love to see it. And for $800 a bottle, I have to taste it one day. So,
ooh, that's a special birthday bottle, special occasion bottle.
Special occasion, right there. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I could talk to you all morning. So, I appreciate your time. This is fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the things that you're gonna, how you're evolving with your company. It's really great.
And I'm happy for you too. I love that you're on this journey with social media. I love people that are, producers of content, not consumers of content on social media. It takes a lot of guts to put yourself out there, to dress up every day, to have people judge you, and so I commend you for taking some action here during all this time and putting yourself out there, and just be consistent with it. You got to be consistent. So how many people fade, and how many people faded during COVID that had social media stuff that had nothing else to talk about when all this hit? So
yeah, no, it's tough to be consistent. I took 1 week off when all the riots happened. That week I took off because it was polarizing actually, and I needed to breathe for a minute. But yeah, because I have to ask people. I got to get the schedule. We do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 8, and I get the choice: 8:30 or 12. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I do like the morning ones because I actually prefer 8:30 time.
I'm a morning person, so it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the middle of the day, it's and I was talking about this yesterday, switching contacts. So going from being in production to doing marketing or to do interviews or to write content, it's too much. Right now, I'm going to work on creating a schedule of when I can have appointments and when I'm not taking any appointments. And right now, what happens in my office is they just book me appointments. Like I have 5 listing appointments today. Yeah. Which is fine, but they're all over the place. So then I'm not meaning that they're all on the Zoom or the phone, but meaning if I'm doing something else, then I got to switch gears and get back into production mode again. And you don't realize how disruptive that is until you're doing a high level of business and you're doing, I think I had 7 yesterday. Yeah. Right. And I'm one to them. Like, okay, let's condense these. Yeah. And then let me have a couple hours where I'm just producing content, working on in the back scenes of the things that I need to do from a marketing standpoint, moving things forward, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Live and learn.
There you go. And make your, don't be the person that's the content creators. Like, you know, I got caught up in that for a while where I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend a couple hours a day and I'm going to create videos that I know can help people. And then I'm like, no, it's more of the, you know, videoing what you do on a daily basis, conversation.
Yeah, that's what it.
Yeah, your listing appointments and stuff like that, that's content. How people think about the market and houses and, you know, where their money's at, where their credit's at, you know, where their fears are at. That's content. That conversation is content. Somebody should be following you around, you know? So
Funny you said that, because I did a training with a couple of the agents Tuesday. So we go to a listing on 1500 block of Federal, and it's a brand new rehab. It's the 3rd story addition. And I'm doing all this training and I'm talking and I'm like, oh my God, this should have been videoed. It was really good, really powerful. And someone said, well, did you know what you're going to talk about? I said, well, I knew what I was going to talk about, meaning I had a process, but as you're doing it, things evolve, right? And then asking questions is all part of it. Mm-hmm. Because you got to make people think. Mm-hmm. If I just tell them, then they're not thinking. And then it's, oh, let me go to Maria. No, we got to think. Be the solution. Yeah. Be the solution. Mm-hmm. Think about it at first. Come with us. Come with the solution. That's what it's about. Don't come to me with the problem. Come to me with the solution. You can bring multiple solutions, and we can see which one is the best one. Yeah. We cut out the beginning part. Don't come to me with the problem. We know there's a problem. Let's come with 3 solutions and pick one. I love it. Yeah. 100%. I love it. I appreciate you. Hmm? I appreciate your time. This was so much fun. And I'm going to have you on in a couple months, Carl, to check in with you again, if that's okay.
100%. Keep marching forward. Yep.
Yeah, you do the same. Thank you very much.
All right, Maria.
Have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Let's do some business together.
Let's do it. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm ready.
You got it.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.